Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching. Before you do anything else, go ahead and subscribe and activate those notifications by clicking on the bell icon. I just finished this today. It's actually kind of wet, but I really love the way it came out. I love the juxtapositioning of like this flat part of the garment with the more three-dimensional one, even in the way these flowers are painted with that. There's a lot of contrast in color, in texture, in style. I love how intricate the braid is painted. It's actually the part that I had the most struggle with. I love how thick this canvas is. I'll show you here in a minute. I love how it wraps around because there's part of the painting on the side. This is the first time that I referenced Diego Rivera, and Diego Rivera is known for his paintings of Alcatraz. And I'm not a big fan of Diego Rivera for various reasons, but I do know he's very talented and very skilled. And though I'm far from Rivera's, level of technique, this is the first time I referenced that artist, but I'm actually very pleased with the result. I love how the skirt is pleated. I like how I dripped the paint to form kind of the strings from her shawl she's wearing. This is for my sister. My sister doesn't like for me to drip the paint, which is something that I do a lot, so I've kept it towards the bottom parts of the painting. She actually doesn't even like for me to sign very big, so my signature is actually hidden in this painting towards the bottom. And I painted or used to paint a lot of phallic objects, and I feel like this was like a way to put phallic objects in a painting in the style of Georgia O'Keeffe, with the flowers and just how visually suggestive these flowers can be. So I like that. I'm glad that I got to paint something in that realm because I enjoy it quite much actually. So like I said, this is for my sister, so I figured we'd go over all the paintings that my sister has that I've done for her. And yeah, so we'll start with the first one. This one is a painting of my nephew, and I must have painted this back in 2010, 2011 when I was in art school. And it's probably bigger than this one, if not maybe around the same size, but I'm actually almost 100% sure it's a lot bigger than this one. And when I painted this in art school, I painted with the intention of giving it to my sister. And when I took it to her, she didn't like it. She said it was too dark, so then my mom kept it, and it was in my mom's house for a long time. And then I guess at some point or throughout the years, it grew on my sister, and she now has it in her home. But I think it's one of my favorite paintings, and I like the scribbleness of the shirt, of mixed media. It has acrylic, it has oil, it has marker, it has Sharpie. There's various mediums in there, and I like mixing that. I like how the blues are so varied. And just a little secret about this one, one of the hardest things I struggle with are ears and eyes and hands. So I told this girl who sat next to me in art class, who was a very talented painter, and she did a lot of faces. I told her, hey, if you paint the eye on this painting, I'll buy you, I forgot if it was lunch or dinner. So I did, and she did paint it. So I actually did not paint that eye. I did paint the eyebrow though. This second one here of this cow is actually, I think, the same size as this one, and she has it framed, so it looks different with the frame. I feel sometimes framing or the right framing can add to the painting. But now that I look at it, I don't think it's that great of a painting. I mean, I'm not a realist painter by any means, but I do like how the blue kind of pops, and I like that caricature feel to the cow. I don't love it, but it definitely marks a process and a time in my artistic career, and how it kind of shows how much I've progressed in my style and in the way that I do my brushwork and the way I work with color. So in that sense, I like it because it represents growth, but I'm not too crazy about it. This cactus right here, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of talent to do something like this. This goes to show that I like to do things that don't require high technical skills to create. But I am a pattern aficionado, and I think anything that has line or any type of repeated element really just soothes me in the process of creating it. And I like what it does visually, and how pattern can exist and there be a dialogue within nature and within these things that really don't have this type of hyper linear or geometric pattern. And I think it looks cool. I like that I incorporate different mediums in here, like the paint markers, Sharpies, and I don't know, I really enjoy this. It's really relaxing to me to do things of this nature, and I think visually it's nice to look at just because there's so much going on, and then you have the pink to kind of soften up how busy the cactus is. This one that I'm about to show you is the last one I made for her, and it's very big. It's actually, I guess, 2 times as big as this, so it would be 2 of these. And it's like a little pueblo. So the colors you see in this one I chose for the painting I just finished because they're gonna go in the same space of her house. So I wanted them to be able to look like they were meant to be together and painted in with the idea that they were gonna have to interact within the same space. For as large as this painting is, I finished it actually in 7 days. I think that's kind of record for me because normally I do take a long time within paintings, especially because I work with 2 or 3 paintings at the same time, so it takes me a while to bounce back and forth from them. This one I think I've been working on for at least a month. Even though it's finished, it's very common for me to get up, let's say a day or 2 from now, and look at it and say, okay, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be reworked, because I get into this idea, okay, it needs to be done, and I have to feel like there's a period of completion, so I can just kind of like release my thoughts and my energy from that. And then once I've kind of just stepped away and digested the process and been ingesting it visually for days, and I can pick up on other things. I think it's gonna look great in her house. She doesn't have the biggest Ramon Carrasco collection. I think one of my aunts has the biggest collection. I think she's surpassing 10 by now. If you have one, thank you for purchasing one. If you do desire to have a Ramon Carrasco in your home, please DM me. I will leave you my Instagram right here. You can slide into my DM. We can gladly go over something that you would like. I would love for the rest of my paintings to find a home. They're just stacked and stacked one behind the other. But anyway, that's all for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And like I said, follow me on Instagram so you can keep up with what I'm doing artistically. And that's it for today's video. Until next time, adios y bye. Oh, let me show you how it wraps around. So just zoom in on the braid. I mean, I love how detailed this is. And then the way the light hits it, it kind of shines and shimmers because I added an acrylic varnish to parts of it to simulate hair. And then my signature is right there. You can't see it. And then it wraps. So the flowers continue on the other side.